So Vedanta, Artha Vicharena. By rotating in your mind the deep, significant meaning of these simple words of the Upanishads, the scriptures, Jayate, something is born in you. What? Jnanamuttamam. Whenever you reflect of anything, you come to know about it, knowledge. Now when you contemplate upon the significance of the Upanishadic statements, a knowledge and understanding comes in your mind, and that knowledge is uttama knowledge. This experience of the sorrow and imperfections that you experience today due to the perception of the pluralistic world around completely ends. All the fear, disappointments, dejections, despairs, desires, passion, all end. Bhavatyanu. The moment you got that knowledge, instantaneously, all these visions that you are of the plurality, and identified with the plurality, you yourself suffered and being persecuted by the outer world. All these ends. Something like in the dream. The dreamer is suffering. But the moment he wakes up, at that very moment, he need not lift even his little finger to do anything. That entire world of confused world of plurality, wiped out. Why? You gain the knowledge that I am the waker and not the dreamer. To the dreamer, the dream is real. The moment the dreamer wakes up in a different plane of consciousness, the world is so frightening, dreadful, pain-ridden, and the world disappears. It is not removed one by one. No remedy is sought. The whole world is wiped out because they have no reality. From the waker's standpoint, it is not there. In the same way, when you contemplate upon the deep significances of these rich and precious statements of the Upanishads, you awake from your egocentric, pluralistic world of dream into a new awakening, a new dimension of consciousness, where immediately, bhavatyanu, all sorrows end. The plurality is no more available. The plurality can be experienced only by the ego. From the ego state of consciousness, when you wake up to the pure state of consciousness, the sorrows that were provided to you by the pluralistic world is all wiped out. You come to directly experience that infinite bliss and peace of that higher state. Bhakti is our emotional movement towards what we love. Bhakti. So through bhakti we include or bring our mental attention to the higher. Shraddha is the knowledge, the intellect studying the textbooks, come to gain some understanding of the nature of that reality. When we combine Shraddha and Bhakti, that movement of our intellectual level on the wings of both Bhakti and Shraddha that movement with an integrated mind and intellect, functioning together harmoniously, that movement is called a dhyana. Uplifting the limited ego in the present state of consciousness into a new dimension of consciousness, that flight, that movement is called dhyana. And in dhyana we will fail miserably if it is partial. If an individual has got all the devotion but no understanding, that flight cannot be efficient. If he has got all the knowledge of the scriptures but no devotion to that great truth, you cannot move forward. Thus, the teachers, the Upanishad masters are very insistent upon that we must cultivate both hand in hand. Not only that we know the nature of the reality from the Upanishads, second-hand information, paroksha jnana, but we must cultivate a great devotion and reverence towards it. Shraddha Bhakti. There it is that we can move slowly in the direction of the new dimension of consciousness. Just as a waker moves into the deep sleep state, a new dimension of consciousness. So, Shraddha Bhakti Dhyana Yoga Mumuksho, one who has got great anxiety and felt sense of urgency to experience that higher state. Mukter hetu, this is the hetu, the immediate cause for mukti, liberation, for this movement from the present state of consciousness to the higher. Vakti sakshat shuter grihi. And this is declared directly by the Upanishad masters. Then from where did they come? In the non-apprehension of the rope is not seen as the rope. In that avidya, ignorance, lack of correct and direct experience of the rope as the rope, arose the misconception that it is a snake. Avidya kalpidan deha bandhat, this sense of limitation in us, bound by the physical needs and demands, lusts and passions, the mind's demands, the intellect's attitudes, all these are limiting me to be in this present state of consciousness as a hopeless, helpless, single, solitary individual who is being crushed and threatened by the entire mighty universe all around you. I am helpless, hopeless. This is the idea. So the world outside frightens you, becomes the source of all your sorrows, limitations. But this world of plurality you are recognizing, which is nothing but the Brahman. But we are not able to directly experience. So avidya kalpidan deha bandhat, these limitations created in you by the body, the mind, the intellect, and they themselves are born out of your non-apprehension of the higher reality. Through meditation, when you directly come to apprehend the rope, the Atman, the self, the snake, the body, the equipments of the body, mind and intellect, and the infinite varieties of objects, emotions and thoughts, that entire world of plurality disappears. Where will it disappear? Where did the snake go? Go and search, and there you will find the world state. It's not gone anywhere. Just as when you wake up from the dream has disappeared, dissolved. Dissolved what? The dream. How can dream dissolve? How can dream exist? So it was only in your fancy, in your thought, and the thought changed. Dream also ended.